For today's Tit Talk, we're going to talk about weaning off of nipples. I'm going to talk about weaning off of booby nipples, pacifier nipples, and bottle nipples. My name is Dr. Lauren Hughes. I am a board-certified pediatrician and an IBCLC. Let's talk about weaning, all right? When do you wean? When you, the feeding parent, or the baby, want to stop. That is when. Nobody else gets an opinion. Nobody else. Not your boobs, not your baby, not your choice, okay? When to wean off bottles and pacifiers. I like bottles gone by 15 months. Why? Because milk on teeth equals cavities. You want to decrease that risk of cavities by stopping bottles, especially before bed. If you continue to do a bottle, you have to brush their teeth after they do said bottle. What do I do if I put my kid down with a bottle to bed? Great question. I'd love to tell you. TM Elise Myers. If you put your kid down with a bottle, you either do the bottle first, or you brush their teeth after, or you just do water in the bottle. And what if your kid screams about it? What if they do? What if they do? What's worse that's gonna happen? They're gonna get mad. And that ain't gonna be the first nor the last time that your kid's gonna get mad at you. That's parenting. Pacifiers I like for bed only, sleep only by 18 months and gone by 2. Why? Pacifier mouth affects teeth development, all right? How do you wean off the titty? There's a ton of ways to do this. What I did with my oldest is I was pregnant. I was in my second trimester, I think, with my twins, and I was like, done. I started doing a timer. And I started only nursing in a specific location. Kids are very, very concrete. They understand things that they can see, hear, feel, touch, whatever. I said, we have this chair. This is our boob chair. Our nanas chair is what he called it. And if we were not in the nana chair, we did not have nanas. And then I started doing a timer because kids fucking love timers and they love cell phone timers. And he got to start the timer. And I did it for like 2 minutes. And then I would do 1:30, and then a minute, and then whatever. And I would come down and we would talk about, before we start the timer, when it's over, that means that nanas are all done. And so then we'd make it exciting and the timer would go off and he got to turn it off and he'd be like, yay, we'd clap and we'd cheer. And then I would just go down, 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 down until it was like 5 seconds. And then he was like, I don't want to do that anymore. Other things you can do the don't offer, don't refuse, which means you don't offer the tip, but you don't tell them no. You can start weaning just the easily dropped ones. So the middle of the day boobs, the whatever. The hardest are going to be the first thing in the morning and the right before sleep. You can focus on just getting down to those. You can do Band-Aids on your nipples and tell them that that your boobies broke. You can do Nurses When the Sun Shines. That's a book that we read whenever we did night weaning. And where if we don't see the sun, we don't have boobs. And so then that can help with night weaning. There's literally a million ways to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. Also, just as an FYI, whenever you do start weaning, if you had like a full robust supply, say you start weaning at 1, your hormones can go fucking haywire whenever your supply drops because your body's like, what up, yo? We're gonna make another baby. And you're like, can we fucking give me a break? And your body says, no, thank you. And so you're gonna have a hormonal shift. All right, happy Tit Talk.